What if the thing keeping you stuck isn't the thing that you think it is? Most women I talk to think that they have a strategy problem. They think they need a better niche, a better offer, a better content plan, a whole better platform. But after years of trying to build an online business, I've learned something. The thing that's keeping us stuck is most often hidden underneath the thing that we think is keeping us stuck. And until we identify the real problem, we keep solving the wrong one. So in this video, I want to walk you through the exact 5-step process that I use when I feel stuck. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Ashley. I help women over 40 stop second guessing themselves and build online businesses that actually fit their life. And this 5-step process is something that I've used over and over whenever I'd find myself spinning my wheels. So the first thing I do is I stop consuming. No new courses, no new YouTube videos, no new coaches, no new experts, no new strategies. Because when we're overwhelmed, the instinct is to look for more information to quench that, stop that overwhelm, right? But more information creates more confusion. So instead, I pause, I get quiet, and I start paying attention to what's actually happening. Because before we can solve the problem, we have to understand the problem. And that starts with us getting honest about what's frustrating us. This sounds really simple, right? But it's really powerful. Instead of asking, all right, what should I do? Ask, what is frustrating me right now? Be specific. Is it visibility? Is it consistency? Is it fear of judgment? Fear of what are people going to think of me? Is it not knowing what to create, what to do? Is it feeling overwhelmed? Because the frustration is usually pointing right towards the real issue. And that's important because you can't solve a problem that you haven't identified, right? But here's what surprised me. Once I started identifying my frustrations, I realized that they weren't always the real problem. They were usually symptoms of something much deeper. This realization changed everything for me. For example, the surface problem might be, I don't know what to post. But the real problem is, I'm afraid of what people are going to think of me. The surface problem might be, I don't know what offer I would create. But the real problem might be, I just don't feel qualified. Another surface problem might be, I need more clarity. But the real problem might be, I just don't trust myself to do it right. When you solve the real problem, then progress becomes possible again. And if you've ever realized that the thing that you thought was the problem isn't really actually the problem, then put it down in the comments. I'd like to know. Because that realization changed everything for me. Once you've identified the real problem, the next step becomes much easier to see. Not your next 10 steps, not your 5-year plan, not your perfect roadmap, just your next step, one action, one decision. Because most women don't need a complete business plan. They just need momentum. And momentum is created through movement, not overthinking. The challenge is that most of us don't trust the next step to be enough. We want the entire plan. We want certainty. But progress rarely works that way. And this is where most people quit. They take the one step, they don't see immediate results. And then they decide, oh, this isn't working. I knew it. I've done this myself more times than I would like to admit. And that's why I recommend committing to something, one thing, for the next 30 days. Not forever, just long enough for you to gather some real evidence. Long enough to stop resetting the clock on yourself. Because one action rarely changes everything. It's consistency that makes the change. And that's what this one step is really about giving yourself enough time to learn from the process. So if I feel stuck today, this is exactly what I would do. I would sit down with a notebook. I would walk through these 5 steps, and I would force myself to get honest about what's really happening. Not what sounds good and what sounds productive, but what's actually true. Because clarity is often hidden underneath that story that we've been telling ourselves. And if you're listening to this and thinking, all right, Ashley, sounds exactly like me, then this is where I would start. That's exactly why I created the Next Step Roadmap. The roadmap walks you through this process in much more detail. And what I love is that it doesn't assume that everybody will need the same answer, because they don't, right? Some women discover that they need the deeper mindset and identity work that we do inside The Rising. Others discover that they're ready to stop hiding behind other people's businesses and start building their own thing and cite Powerfully Her. But it all starts with clarity, because until you know exactly what's blocking you, it's hard to know exactly where to go next. I will put everything linked below. And before you go, tell me in the comments, which of these 5 steps would help you the most right now? If this video helped you, I would love for you to subscribe, because this channel is all about helping women over 40 find clarity, trust themselves again, and build an online business that finally fits their life. I'm Ashley, and I will see you in the next video.